Can I comfortably afford this? Comfortably, the
Yeah.
key word.
But because I think people get tied to their house, and that's no lifestyle. That's not a way to actually own a home. You actually then start regretting it, and you get, you have remorse about buying it. If you can't do anything outside of just occupying your home. So, John, what you could afford 5 years ago is a little bit more different than today. I mean, you've had a 400 basis point raise in rates, from
Hmm.
3 to 7 or close to. So, I mean, your monthly payment is there's a lot to it. Your monthly payment, your PITI is your principal, your interest, your taxes, and insurance. And we talked about insurance last, on Tuesday. So you've got to be prepared for what that payment encumbers, and be okay with having a little bit of disposable income after. If you don't have any disposable income after it, I have seen people just absolutely don't like their house, because of
Yeah.
not being able to do anything. But keep this in mind. So if you are questioning whether or not you can afford it, John, I always say start with what you always preach is the budget letter, and you guys have one. I mean, start with your budget letter. Know what you think you comfortably can afford, because you just don't know if a unexpected, we can manage around the expected, right? It's the
Hmm.
unexpected we need help with. But remember, we're pushing everybody to about a 49 back end ratio on gross income. So we're not leaving people with a
Explain
lot of.
explain that in English.
So, you get paid. What you deposit in the bank is net. We qualify you on your gross. So, for example, if your house, if you make $5,000 a month, your back end ratio, we can push almost to $2,500 of your gross income, which is barely what you're not taking a whole lot more money home than that. So,
Jeez.
we're not
Jeez.
we're not we're not doing a lot of people a lot of favors
Why
by
does the
pushing them.
industry do I let me interrupt you. I gotta speak my mind.
Mhm.
Why does the industry allow that? Because
Business, just
you
business, John, just
yeah,
business.
because
I,
you're
I'm
not
sure.
doing the borrower a favor, right?
No.
Yeah,
What other industry? What other industry could you get away with this? Pushing people right up to the edge of the
yeah,
cliff,
yeah,
and
yeah.
a transmission goes out or something. And I would always say, John, and we're not even talking about maintenance yet, right? We're not even
No,
talking about,
no.
I got to get a lawnmower, or whatever
Yeah.
the problem is. But it's just an unfortunate part. And so if you can demonstrate that you've been saving, or you have additional reserves somewhere, you have, resources, then maybe you're okay to weather any storm. But again, and then the last thing, we added on this is HOA.
Yes,
Keep
big
in
one.
mind, an HOA I know what the purpose of it is for, but to me it can be pretty pesky, and high when it's not. But you can get a special assessment, for a project that needs to be done. And there you go. There's your whoops. We're going to collect $3,500 from all the homeowners to,
Hmm. Redo the
whatever,
community park area
yeah,
or
whatever
whatever.
it
Yeah,
is.
whatever.
So
You have no say
I
so.
would caution people, like you said, start with the budget letter, know where you feel like you're comfortable, and then let's work backwards from there. And, this is an environment Aaron talked about with higher rates. It's going to be tougher to, get in that budget letter with some people, but, hopefully there's brighter days around the corner, John.
Absolutely.
Yeah.